Hi, I'm Wendy Ferri. Thank you for joining me for Kundalini Energy Activation Morning Flow Yoga. We'll just start by closing our eyes. Start to settling into our bodies. Just starting to connect with my breath. Really becoming aware of my inhale and also aware of my exhale. And then I'll just rub my palms together and create some heat in between my hands. And I'll press my palms and my fingers and my fingertips all together. And then I'll place my thumbs right at my sternum, my heart center. And that connection right there, once it's made, feels like a plugging in, like a plugging into an electrical outlet. And all of a sudden the light is turned on within my body. And I'll just chant Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times. Om Namo Gurudev Namo, Om Namo Gurudev Namo, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And then I'll place my hands, palms up on my knees, my elbows are bent, my thumb and index finger are touching each other. And I'll just begin with a very light, gentle breath of fire. Breathing in and out through my nose, pumping my belly. So the inhale fills the belly, the exhale pulls the belly into the spine. And I'm going to inhale, filling the belly, letting my heart center rise, pulling the head back just slightly and tucking my chin down towards my chest, just a few millimeters. Tension drawing up into the middle of my brain and then up to the crown of my head. And I'm just holding my breath here. And when you need to exhale, you can exhale. And then I'm going to place my hands on my knees and I'm just going to start to spinal flex. So kind of moving from the pelvis so that the pelvic floor, my root chakra, I can kind of feel it moving back and forth on the mat, rocking back and forth. So feeling this movement, this freedom in the lower spine. And the chest comes forward, but it's also truly more the lower body, the belly coming forward here. Starting to coax the energy up from that tailbone storage space where it sleeps, waking it up with the breath and moving it up the spine. And then once the spine starts to become more warm and flexible, mobile, then I can start bringing that upper spine, the upper area, the heart center, the rib cage. I can start to bring that into this little camel ride, like you're riding a camel through the desert full of hope, to get you to the other side. Now my head is not moving. I'm keeping my chin parallel with the floor. And I'm timing the movement with my breath. On the inhale, I'm moving forward. On the exhale, I'm moving back. Through the nose whenever possible. And here I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to root my tail down into the ground. My sit bones become wide on the mat. Imagining if I had a root growing out of my tailbone, out of my seat, it'd be plugging deep into the earth, plunging further and deeper, growing stronger, creating such stable support, allowing my spine to feel safe so that it might rise up from my pelvis, from my hips, from that lower body base, and it grows taller and taller, and I can feel the energy now moving up through the middle of my brain and up through the crown of my head. And holding this length, holding this stretch, I just breathe here, nice and easy. And now I attach a mantra to my breath. On my inhale, I chant to myself, Sat. On the exhale, I chant to myself, Nam. Sat, Nam. The truth of who I am, who I really am. I am. Sat, Nam. And now, with that breath and with that mantra, I'm just slowly going to make circles with the upper body over the base, my lower body, starting slow and moving in a counterclockwise direction. Sat as I come forward, Nam as I go backwards. Sat, the heart comes forward. Nam, the back of the heart reaches backward. Sat, Nam. Side to side, feeling some opening in the right hip and the left hip. And these circles grow bigger with each breath. And on my next inhale, I'm going to start circling in the other direction. Now we're moving clockwise, and we start slow and small. Sat, Nam. With each breath, the circles grow bigger, finding that freedom, the freedom to move, the space to move, feeling supported. And then I'm going to come center on the inhale. And again, I'm going to let that root plunge deeper into the earth. connecting with the mother, with the waters she has within her. Feeding on those waters, nourishing my body, my spirit, my mind, as I bring that fluid energy up into my body, up through my spine, lighting up my heart center, lighting up the midbrain, the seat of my intuition. And the light continues up through the crown of my head. Exhale, and we come laying down on our backs. And we'll start with stretch pose, modifying if you need to by placing the hands under your bum on either side of the tailbone. You can also only raise the legs or raise the upper body. Otherwise, we'll raise the head, the shoulders, the arms, the legs, all 6 inches off the earth. And once we're holding there, we'll begin our breath of fire, pumping the belly, inhaling, exhaling. Deep inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale, rise up. Whatever version of stretch pose that you're doing, pumping the belly. Pull in on that root chakra. That pelvic floor comes up, the belly up, hips pulling towards the chin. And inhale. Exhale, lower the legs, the upper body, the arms, the shoulders. Inhale, bring the left knee into the chest, squeezing the thigh into the ribs. And now flexing the right foot so that there's a line of energy moving through the heel of that foot and just piercing that wall in front of you. So strong legs, strong line of energy all the way up the right side. And now on the inhale, squeeze. And on the exhale, slowly switch sides. Let that left foot and the right foot drag along the floor, really feeling the mat, making connection. And then slowly pulling that right knee in towards the chest, thigh coming into the ribs. And now the left foot flexes, straight line of energy through the left side. Just breathing here, holding this position. And now with the breath, we're gonna alternate bringing the left knee in, the right knee in, and long line of energy down the straight leg. So inhale here, squeeze the knee in. Exhale, switching legs, dragging the feet along the mat. The top of the inhale, squeeze the knee in, flex the foot, heel reaches towards that other wall. Exhale, switch. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, switch. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. Straight leg, that heel pressing towards that opposite wall in front of you. And just continue moving in this way for a few more breaths. working with the lower energy centers. Starting to use the breath, circulating it down in those lower centers, starting to move through the emotional blocks, clear those areas that are stuck or resisting flow. Those negative emotions get really heavy and sticky. And if we can use the breath and we can use our body, we can sort of move through those areas, get the energy flowing. Last side. Right knee into the chest, thigh coming as close to the ribs as you can, flexing that left foot. And then bringing the left foot in, left knee in, and just not pressing the low back into the floor, but just letting the hips be where they are, honoring that little tiny space in the small of your back, as if there was a tiny little critter that could just hang out in there and find shelter. Just kind of rock back and forth. And now placing the hands, palms down, either side of your tailbone, lifting the feet so that their legs are perpendicular with the floor, flexing the feet, toes coming towards the body, heels pressing towards the ceiling. Now on the inhale, the legs are straight, and on the exhale, we're kind of come and kick our bum. So inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, legs up, heels pressed towards the ceiling, bringing the belly into the spine, and now point the toes, and then bring the arms up. If this is too much for your back, just keep the arms where they were. Now, pointing the toes, and with the hands, with the palms facing away from the body, so towards the legs, making blades with the fingers. And we're just gonna crisscross, open, close, open, inhale, close, exhale. Vibrate the mantra mentally, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Not coming too far open. If you have shoulder problems, just move and be gentle about it, yet also move with conviction and intention. Belly is into the spine. Strong lines of energy through the legs and through the arms, all the way out the toes and the fingertips. Really visualize these lines of energy in your body. This central column, big column of energy running down your spine. And then big, strong beams of light moving through your arms and legs. And inhale, palms face each other. Flex the toes towards the face. Heels press towards the ceiling. And then right here, just breath of fire, pumping the belly. Really pressing the shoulder blades down into the floor. Collarbones are wide. Gazing at the space between your hands. Just imagine that you can see the energy flowing from palm to palm. Flex the toes even closer to the face, pressing those heels towards the ceiling. And inhale, hold. And exhale, release, bend the knees, rock side to side. Bring in the hands underneath the knees. Start to rock up and back on the spine. Inhale up, exhale back. And then you're going to rock all the way over and come into tabletop. So coming into table, hips are over the knees, shoulders are stacked over the hands, fingers are spread wide. And we'll just do a few cat-cow here. So on the inhale, letting the belly sag towards the mat, pelvis tips down, heart comes through some wide collarbones. The heart center comes forward and we gaze slightly forward, lengthen the neck, exhaling, tucking the tailbone down, rounding the spine to a nice rainbow arch, pressing into the mat with the hands, bringing the chin to the chest and letting the crown sort of fall towards the floor. Inhaling back to cow pose. Now using the palms of the hands, energetically slide them towards the knees, and that really helps the heart center to lift. Exhale, tailbone tucks under, rounding the spine, pressing into the floor, letting the head drop, and then just a few rounds at your own pace with your breath. Inhaling cow, exhaling cat. And last cat, and then come to center, neutral table. From here, you're going to alternate kicking the right leg out behind you and the left leg out behind you. So holding the belly into the spine, keeping a nice flat table. Inhaling, exhale, inhale, exhale. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Vibrate your mantra. Keep your mind focused in the present moment, using the breath, using this posture, this dynamic Kundalini energy activation posture. And now, if you want, if it works for you, you can start to raise the opposite arm with the leg. Totally okay to just stay with the legs. Bring your awareness to that central column of energy down the spine, and making sure that it's nice and straight and true by holding that belly in. Strengthen the core. Last two. And coming into tabletop, our neutral spine, and then tucking the toes under, pressing back, hips come up and back into a nice down dog. So spreading the fingers wide, really pressing into the mat with the thumb and the index finger, the heels of the hand, energetically spinning those biceps away from you. So the elbows facing in front of you. And then just pedaling out the feet, bringing energy down into the legs, warming the muscles, massaging the muscles. And then coming to find a nice still down dog. Inner thighs rotating inward and towards the back of the room. Fingers spread wide. Energy in the index finger, thumbs. Letting the head relax. Just breathing here. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. One more sat, Nam. And then adjusting yourself so that the right leg can come up behind you in three-legged dog. Opening the hip here into this wild dog, wild three-legged dog. And then pointing the toe and straightening the leg as the hips come square. And now we're going to inhale and we're going to bring the knee in towards the nose, bringing the thigh towards the chest. And then we're going to press back. Again, hips are square. Inhale. Bringing the thigh towards the rib cage. Exhale, press back. Last time. And now press the hands into the earth. Press the back heel towards the back wall. And then squeeze that thigh of the lifted leg towards the ribs. And then drop this back knee. And then bring that front foot in between the hands. And then slowly lift the upper body. From here, we're going to inhale as we rise all the way up, or you can stay in lunge and just use the arms. Exhale, coming down, arms lower. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Two more. And then bringing the fingertips on either side of the foot. So as if you had something underneath your palms that you're trying to protect and not crush. And then staying right here, you can either stay in low lunge, maybe flipping the back foot over, and then just letting the hips move forward, shifting the weight so that the knees kind of moving towards becoming slightly in front of the toes. Or you can lift the back leg and do low lunge with the knee up. Straight line of energy through the back of the heel, all the way up the leg, up the spine, through the crown of the head. And right here, we'll do a breath of fire, pumping the belly, inhaling, exhaling. Inhale. And exhale and place the hands on the floor as you bring that foot back to plank. And then we're going to lower all the way down. And then right here, we're just going to go raising just baby cobra. So the head and the shoulders and just the upper part of the chest come up. On the inhale, on the exhale, we lower back down. Inhale up. Sat. Nam. Legs together, straight and strong behind you. Making that cobra tail. So much length. Pulling up on that root lock. Just 3 more. Feeling the back body. Feeling the strength. This represents your trust in yourself. And then we're going to bring the hands a little further down so they're right underneath the shoulders. And then coming up, pressing up, bringing the belly into the spine. Coming through table. And then bringing the hips up and back. Down dog. This time raising the left leg up. Opening up the hip. And then extending that leg back, bringing the hips square. On the inhale, pulling the knee in towards the nose, thigh, squeezing into the ribs. Exhale, press back. Inhale, knee comes in. Hands pressing into the mat, shoulders are wide. Press back. Inhale. Now finding this posture, pressing the hands into the mat, back heel, trying to press into the wall behind you, and the thigh really pulling into the ribs, using the strength of the core, belly into the spine. A few more breaths. And then when you're ready, you can lower that back leg and then pull that front foot, place it between the hands. And then find the stable base, pressing the foot and the back knee into the mat so you might be able to rise up with the upper body. And then inhaling, we come all the way up. Exhaling, Nam, all the way down. Sat, Nam. Last 3. And then bringing the fingertips either side of the foot, either flipping the back foot over or else maybe lifting the back knee, finding that straight line of energy, heel stacked above the toes, but the heel reaches for the wall behind, feeling the opening in the hip, trying to bring that left hip back, that right hip forward, straight line of energy, finding that central energy column of light, finding a gaze, breath of fire. Inhale. Exhale, bring the palms to the earth. Bring that foot back. Come to plank. Now this time you're going to lower and then press up. Lower. Press up. Only 2 more. Lower. You can place your knees on the earth if that helps. Last one. And now lower the knees. Bring the tail down to your heels. And then staying up on the toes, we're going to come into our frog squats. So frog squats, you're up on your toes, heels close together, up on the fingertips of the hands. So you look like this, you're in a little frog squat. On the inhale, we straighten the legs most of the way and let the head fall towards the floor. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, come back down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sat. Exhale, nam. Knees open wide. Weight is mostly on the toes. Fingertips are here for support. And the gaze comes forward. It doesn't look up. We're not trying to crank the neck back. Always keeping that central column, that line of energy. We want to keep it straight and true. We don't want to break it by flexing too far. We want mobility. Straight line of energy. Sat, nam, 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 sat, nam. Last three. Last one. And now right here, you can keep the fingertips on the floor if you need, or you can slowly, finding a spot to gaze at, slowly lift up, balancing up on the toes, stacking the heels over the toes, your seat over your heels, the spine over your seat. Maybe bring your hands to heart center. Heart over the belly, head over the heart, all in line. Finding alignment for that central column of energy to plug into the earth, yet be open to the sky. Inhale here. Exhale. Fingertips on the earth. Come rolling all the way up to stand. Legs open wide. Arms open wide. Bring in the left hand to touch the left foot. Inhale up. Exhale, other side. Inhale up. Sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam. Mentally vibrating the mantra through the body as we clear every cell with the prana, the life force energy, clearing through resistance, busting down walls, busting through obstacles. The energy now moving up into the heart center. Really lift the heart as you stand straight. And then keep the heart lifted as you bend from side to side. Think of the side bodies, those side channels of energy. Lifting, lengthening, stretching, moving. Last one each side. Inhale, sat. Exhale, nam. And right here, plugging the feet into the earth, feeling the big toe, the pinky, the heels, all pressing into the earth. Imagining the earth pressing back, meeting us where we are. Arms out to the side, not pulled back so that you lose sight of them. Make sure you can still see them in your peripheral vision. Fingers are spread wide, really open to receive here. Now pull up on the root lock so that pelvic floor comes up and the belly pulls into the spine. Check the tailbone here. You don't want to be tucking it in and you don't want to be sticking it out. Just finding neutral space. Heart center opens, lifts up. The chin tucks slightly down. Lengthening the neck by pulling the head just back, maybe a fraction of an inch. And then finding lift in the crown. And just holding here. Receiving. And now on inhale, you'll stand tall. On the exhale, you'll squat and bring the arms to touch overhead. Exhale, open. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Only coming down as far as you are comfortable with. Keep going. Find the mantra, find the breath. Let the body move. Just focus the mind. Last one here. And then hold the body open, nice and wide again. Inhale here. Arms reach to the walls beside you. Exhale, lower. Only as far down as you are comfortable. And right here on the inhale, lift the heels if you can, or you can lift one heel at a time. Alternating heels lift, or you lift both heels at the same time. Inhale up, exhale down. Belly into the spine, pulling that root lock up. Finding our grounding as we stay connected to spirit and the sky. Last two, last one. Inhale up, arms up overhead, come to the top of your mat. Exhale, sweep the arms down. Come stand in mountain pose. Shoulders come up, down and around. Rotate the arms, palms face out. Find stillness. Plug the feet into the earth. I always imagine Mother Earth being the base cheerleader. And we're doing the cheerleader pose where the cheerleader stands on the hand of the base. Just so still, so balanced, so perfect. Being held and supported. trusting 100% in the energy and the being that is holding us. Inhale, lift the arms up, reach them up overhead, touch the palms together. Exhale, bring the hands down through prayer as you hinge from the hips. Bend the knees, flat back, forward now. Inhale, straighten the legs, flat back, coming up onto the fingertips or the shins or the knees. Exhale, coming down, walking back to plank. Now staying here in plank. You can stay here, or you can bring the knees to the mat. Bring the right hand to touch the left shoulder, and now the left hand to touch the right shoulder. Sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam, sat, nam. Belly into the spine. Those front hip points pulling towards the chin. Not here for long. Now hold plank, and then lower all the way down to the ground. Straight, long, strong cobra tail. Tilting the pelvis, pulling up on the root lock, tilting the pelvis so that that front pubic bone really makes contact with the mat. And then as we pull on the root lock, we find this freedom to raise the upper body, come into cobra. Now, wherever you're comfortable, if you can come up all the way onto your hands, you can come up, or you can rest on your forearms. Just play with that freedom of really pulling up on the root lock, really tucking that tailbone down, squeezing the glutes, finding that strong, stable support in that lower triangle, the first, second, and third chakra, pulling the belly into the spine. See how that allows the heart to lift and to open, and for the back body to come alive and really support us and hold us here. And just long, deep breathing. You can close your eyes. In the last 20 seconds, if you would like to begin a breath of fire, you're invited to do so. And inhale. Exhale, lower the upper body down. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. You can spread the legs wide as you press up into table. And then all the way back to child's pose. You can widen the knees, rest the forehead on the mat, bring the elbows wide, and then allow the thumb and index finger to touch right over the crown of your head, making a diamond shape. And just breathing here, inhaling sat, exhaling nam. And on the next inhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, slowly pressing up. Coming into easy pose. Bringing the hands to grab the front of the shoulders with the fingers in front and the thumbs behind. And just a nice easy twist here, inhaling to the left, exhaling to the right. Inhale, come to center. Sit bones spread wide on the mat. Spine lengthens up out of our hips. Shoulders spread wide, so now we've made like the letter I with our body. Crown of our head reaching towards the sky. Tuck the chin slightly down. Feel that release in the throat. And then keeping the spine long like this, release the shoulders, straighten the arms, bring the fingertips to touch the floor on either side of you, keeping the arms nice and straight and strong. Now, on the inhale, bring the hands to touch overhead. On the exhale, bring the fingers to touch the floor on either side. Closing the eyes or finding a spot to stare at right in front of you. Lose yourself in the movement with the breath. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Keep moving. Just use the breath. Let the breath raise the arms. Let the breath lower the arms. If you feel like the arms are getting tired, just try to move through it. Try not to quit once things get hard. When things get tough, we become tougher and we keep going. Building resilience, building courage. The courage to keep going, even when it's uncomfortable. Less than a minute to go. You start to get anxious, just open your eyes and look at the floor. Notice how safe you are. You're almost there. Just finish strong. Don't quit on yourself now. And inhale, arms come up, palms together overhead. Pull up on the root lock. Pull the belly into the spine, tuck the chin. Now press the tip of the tongue to the roof of your mouth and really stretch the fingertips up through the sky, into the stars, into space. Exhale, allow the arms to slowly come down all the way to the floor. Palms make contact with the earth. Use the palms on the earth to support the upper body. Press into the earth. Feel how pressing into the earth gives you the freedom to open your heart, lift the heart. Shine that beam of light out through your heart. Now inhale, and we'll slowly come onto our backs. Do a final resting pose. Letting the legs fall away. Resting the arms. Palms facing up. Finding quiet. And stay here for as long as you need to. Don't get up. Resist the urge to get up and get going with the rest of your day. The rest of your day is waiting for you. It will still be there, even if you choose to rest here for another minute or so. Being kind to yourself. And now my dogs are coming in. And just stay resting. When you're ready, you can sort of wake up the body. Start with the toes and the fingers, the ankles, the wrists. Pulling your knees into your chest, moving side to side, rocking up and back. Only when you're ready. And coming to sit. Easy pose. Plugging the thumbs into the heart, hands in prayer mudra. Anjali mudra. Thanking ourselves. Thanking each other. Thanking the Great Spirit. Satnam.